So now let's talk a little Yamamoto too. He's meeting with the Yankees during this week. It seems like it's a two-horse race. Yankees and Mets. The Dodgers were in on him. They're still kind of there, but now after that Ohtani deal, it just seems like it's between the Yankees and Mets. And for the first time ever, we'll see the two owners go up against each other. For years it was Steinbrenner versus the other guys that we don't even need to name for Ben's mental health. But it's going to be interesting. I think it's not going to be a money issue where Yamamoto goes because I think they can both offer the same contracts. He's not going to touch $300 million. He'll probably settle between 2 and 280. I mean 250 and 280, somewhere in there. It's just going to matter of where does he really want to play? Does he want to play for the Yankees or does he want to play for the Mets? Which team can sell him on the brand? Because the money's there. And I think we can all agree that both teams are willing to pay the same. I don't think it's going to be a bidding war that way. But what brand does he want to represent? Now, the Mets are more of an up-and-coming team now with Steve Cohen. Not that they haven't been around, but globally they just weren't reaching every corner of the world. But the Yankees are. The Yankees have been. Matsui, Tanaka, guys that Yamamoto and even Ohtani looked up to when they were younger.
Yeah, but you can't sit there and say Kodai Senga is just completely
So no. I wasn't going to discount Senga.
I think there's two ways of looking at it, and we'll see which way Yamamoto picks. Because the first report that came out was Yamamoto wants to play with other Japanese players. So a lot of people thought the Cubs were in the running with Suzuki, and then the Mets, it was like Kodai Senga. That's huge. And then reports came out that he wants to play on the biggest stage possible. And next year, with or without Yamamoto, I don't think anybody's going to come up here and say the Mets will be a World Series team, especially in the NL. The Yankees could do something in the AL if they get Yamamoto, pair him with Juan Soto for next season, and make noise in the AL. So if he wants to go to the most win-now situation, that would be the Yankees. If he believes in what the Mets are selling, wants to play with another Japanese player, he could go there. I'm interested to see where it goes because obviously nobody knows where this guy's head is at.
Do we have predictions right now, though, before we get further into it? John, where do you think he goes?
I think he goes to the Mets.
Ben?
I'm sticking with the Mets. I need to bring the good juju here.
Dylan?
Yamamoto 2024, baby. Make the Yankees great again.
Yamamoto to the Yanks.
I can't believe John voted for the Mets. You really want that guy?
I think that's where he's. I don't want him to go there, but that's where I think
expected John to say. I think the Phillies will be a dark horse team to come in and take him.
I mean, the Phillies should go after pitching.
They don't need starting pitching. They need relief pitching.
Josh Hader.
That's what I'm hoping for. Josh Hader.
Good thing Craig Kimbrell's not a free agent anymore. You can't bring him back.
Going to the Yankees rival. The
Orioles blow some games. Can't wait to watch Kimbrell give up a tank job to Soto.
The Soto shuffle in New York is going to go over so well unless he starts doing it while he's slumping, and the New York audience is going to hate it.
They will eat him alive.
I mean, I think he'll like it. I think the Yankee culture will be.
And honestly, Stanton and Judge are really great because for as all of Stanton's struggles, I don't think any athlete has handled New York in the midst of struggles better than Stanton. He's had a rough couple years, and you never hear a bad thing or a bad word about New York from him. You heard Gallo, Sonny Gray, Aaron Hicks, guys that struggled, talk bad about New York and the fans. Stanton's never said anything.
I have one name for you, Corey.
What's that?
Jason Day.
Who? Who?
Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
He never said a bad thing about New York.
He doesn't remember his time here. He doesn't remember it.
He's had a lot of bad things said about him.
Stanton, though, I mean, I think Soto's going to love it. I think the short porch, Yankee Stadium, the history. I think Soto's going to sign here long term. I think Yamamoto's going to be here. I think the Yankees are going to be fun again.
So I do want to ask both of you guys, Corey and Ben and John, obviously pitch in where you see fit, but for both of you guys, say Yamamoto goes to the other team. What's the direction then? Where does the money get spent if you could?
Jordan
The Mets
Montgomery.
don't really have. There's not really a big pitcher to go get
Montgomery,
like Yamamoto.
Snell.
Well, no. Because the thing with Yamamoto is his age.
Yeah.
The reason why
25.
you're going to send that money that way was his age. The Mets aren't going to go and throw all their money towards a veteran pitcher like Blake Snell right now. They need young, sustainable arms in their rotation. If you can get Blake Snell on a 1-year kind of deal to try and see if you can get him on a bridge before a long deal, which he's not going to do. But like if you can, then maybe you try and go for Snell. Maybe you can pivot and go for a Montgomery. But for the Mets standpoint, if you miss out on Yamamoto, you're just plugging your rotation with Quintanas and Severinos at this point.
Yeah, the Yankees, because the Yankees can't plug their rotation with those guys. It's you go for Monty, and then you hold out hope for Roki Sasaki.
But that's the Yankees can justify going out and paying someone like Blake Snell a little bit better than the Mets can because the Yankees have a roster and a team that is planning on winning now. The Mets have turned around and said that they are trying to compete more for 25.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you wonder if like one of them, they just kind of like maybe especially the Mets just kind of sit there and just maybe don't try to sign anyone and just wait for like the trade deadline and see if they can get someone there.
They don't have the capital right now. You can't sacrifice the farm. What the Mets need to do is they need to get Yamamoto essentially, because if you can get him, then your top 3 in the rotation, if Severino can at least be decent, I agree. But look, if you can have Senga and Yamamoto as the 1-2,
I love them.
Those two guys, you get decent pitching out of the other 3. It's a lot easier to pick up one arm when you have 2 good ones at the top of the rotation. They can survive. They can at least maybe be competitive next year if you are able to bring Yamamoto in, especially because the offense should be better. But there really isn't a direction for them to pivot if it doesn't work out.
I will say, Corey, that I do think Yamamoto could crack $300 million because of the 2 teams that are vying for him. And since he's 25, you can do an 8 to 10 year deal.
I just don't think money is going to be the deciding factor.
Oh yeah, I don't think it'll be the decider.
Even if he does,
both teams will write the check.
320. I don't think either team's going to balk at the money. I don't think money will be his deciding factor. I think it really will be where does he want to be, Bronx or Queens, which team, which culture, which everything. Does he want to be the ace in Queens? Because he will be the number 1 with the Mets. Right, Ben? Do you just agree or disagree to that statement?
Oh, no, I 100% agree.
He will be the number 1.
Yeah, Senga's good, but Senga's not a number 1 on any staff.
But Yamamoto would be the number 1 eventually on the Yankees.
Well, eventually, because eventually Garrett Cole gets older, but you still have Rodon and Cole. I think Yamamoto's slotting in there, and at best is a 2, more likely a 3.
He's your 2, and you let Rodon try to figure it out, who I fully believe will bounce back.
He's going to have an unbelievable year this year, Rodon.
Yeah,
I feel like Rodon
Yamamoto will be the 2, and then it'll be Rodon, Nestor, and 5.
Clark Schmidt. Don't discount Clark.
I'm not discounting him, but the Yankees are still going to be looking for a 5th, 6th arm. And as much as your dismay, maybe Frankie Montas, they want to try him out again.
I kind of want Seth Lugo, right? He's a free agent?
Yeah.
He is.
Thank you.
I think he would be a really good fit.
What if he just ends up going to the Dodgers with Ohtani? You're all wrong. Takes less money, goes play.
I think we would both prefer that than him go to the other team in town, though.
I disagree.
I think
I'd rather him go to the Yankees than the Dodgers.
I think the Dodgers is a hilarious outcome, and if they get him and then they don't win the World Series, or if they get bounced in the first round again, the 120 win Dodgers bounced in the first round by the 87 win Phillies. I could see it now.
100%. It's going to be really funny.